It's the Chinese Grand Prix here in Shanghai, and this track fast becoming a rookie's favourite. Well, here's Ackerman now going up behind his young teammates.
Well, the rumour in the paddock, Crofty, is that the tension's building between these two. Let's see what happens here.
Here we go, Ackerman's going for it! Down the inside of the hairpin, he's barged his teammate off the track!
What are you doing? Casper, what the hell?
Hey fantastic people, welcome back to F1ntastic Gaming. You can see we're back here with the F1 2021 Breaking Point series. This is chapter 3 at the French Grand Prix. The recent series of incidents with his teammate Casper Ackerman, both on and off the track, have marred the start of Aiden Jackson's rookie F1 season. With the French Grand Prix coming up, Jackson is keen to find the form that brought him so much success in F2. And as you can see, we have the regular opening cutscenes before a race, because this is going to be an entire race. Yes, we're going to be doing this race from lights to flag, which is insane. It's finally time to do an entire race racing as Aiden Jackson. I can't wait to see how this plays out. I can't wait to see how the AI are, because the AI are definitely different in Breaking Point. They're not like the regular AI. The difficulty is different. The way they act is a little bit different, but it's mainly the difficulty that's different. And I can't wait to see how that plays out. The Circuit Paul Ricard, well, we always saw it as a track where overtaking is difficult, although this year's race proved to be very, very exciting. The 2021 French Grand Prix was way more exciting than we expected. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. Let's see how we do in an entire race. It's going to be a 25% race, because the Breaking Point races are not meant to be too long. Now we're going to see the grid order to see where we're going to be starting.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Sergio Perez, and Ricciardo, Norris, Vettel, Sainz, and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Ackerman, Devon Butler, and Albon, Russell, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Aiden Jackson. Gasly and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Okay, we've not quite had the start of the season we'd hoped for, but we've got a chance to make up some ground today. Try to keep your nose clean and show us what you've got. Good luck, Aiden.
That was a nice elaborate radio message from Jeff as we're about to start the race. You can see that we're going to be starting in P18, and we have to beat both McLaren and Renault drivers. That's a huge task as it lights out, and away we go. You can see we get a good start. We're already past Antonio Giovinazzi. We're right up behind George Russell in the Williams as you make a massive dive bomb down into turn 1. You can see we kind of get squished off the corner a little bit there. We have to cut the corner a little bit because we got squished, and we nearly got past Albon, but he squished us out as well. The AI being super aggressive here, and down to turn 4, I think this is, you can see that Stroll tries to get back at us as we make a huge dive bomb down to turn 6. That was a very nice dive bomb, running a little bit wide there on the exit. We have had a great start. We are right up behind both McLaren drivers, and crucially, we've passed Esteban Ocon, so we're already past one of the Renaults. Now we have to pass the 2 McLarens and Daniel Ricciardo, who's further up the field. Coming through turns 8 and 9, you can see we actually overshot our braking point a little bit there, but we still really caught up to the McLaren, so we're really doing well. And now we're coming into what I think is turn 12. Again, in the braking zones, we're just closing up to the cars ahead so fast, but this is a tricky section, because this section, the braking is very hard. This corner specifically, the penultimate corner, is very hard to brake, but down to the final corner it's a hairpin, so we couldn't make the dive bomb. We just had the better racing line, we got the flow down, and we're just doing so well right now. It's literally lap number 2 of 13, and we've already done half the job. We're already past Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon, so that's 1 Renault and 1 McLaren, and now we're coming alongside Lando Norris, and you can see that we pretty much passed him. That was a beautiful move through turn 1 and turn 2. We got the flow perfect through there, and you can see on the exit we just got so much of a better run, and now we're alongside him. Although down to turn 3, Norris tries to get back at us, but he doesn't manage to get back at us, and now our position is secure. Now we're chasing after Sebastian Vettel, who we need to pass in order to get right up behind Daniel Ricciardo. You can see that we get hit by a wash of dirty air through turn 7, but still we're getting the all-powerful slipstream as we make a bit of contact with the Ferrari. We're almost side by side with him now. We're not able to get side by side with him, but down to turn 8 you can see we are definitely side by side with him. We nail the braking, and through turn 9 we secure that position, and now we're up in a P7. That is insane. We're only like halfway through lap number 2, and we've gained 11 positions since where we started. So we're having an incredible run here today, and we're just up behind Daniel Ricciardo. I'm playing my normal difficulty. I'm very surprised by how easy this is, but yeah, let's see how it goes to the end of lap number 2. You can see we actually made a bit of contact there with the Renault, and onto lap number 3. DRS is enabled, although we won't have it for now. We'll have it on the next straight. I'm thinking of a turn 1 dive bomb, but we're too far back, and turn 1 is not a massive braking zone. We just got to get the flow right. It's actually quite enjoyable sometimes. And now we're using ERS. We're using the slipstream down to turn 3, which is a major overtaking zone. We try to make it stick around the outside through turn 4. We managed to make it stick on the inside. We're still side by side with the Renault, but we run wide, and you can see that even though we went ahead temporarily, we're still side by side, and we got re-overtaken by Daniel Ricciardo. Now we're coming down the long back straight. You can see that this straight is really long, and with DRS we are so OP right now because Ricciardo has no DRS, and Vettel's also trying a move down the inside of Ricciardo. We were 3 wide momentarily there. We run wide at turn 9 because we didn't get the braking right, but that was a great move around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo down into turn 8 to secure that position. You can see we were 3 wide with the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel, and you can see that Vettel and Ricciardo were making contact. Are we doing racing? Is this racing or bumper cars? You can see there's Lando Norris, I think, making contact with Daniel Ricciardo coming into turn 8. They're just hitting wheels. They're just banging wheels, and that was quite chaotic. But yeah, it's great to see that the AI are really battling it out. They're really pushing hard, but we're pushing even harder because we've caught up to Sergio Perez. We're at the brink of getting into the top 5 after starting in P18. This is absolutely insane. You can see we're down the back straight now. We haven't managed to pull a gap to Ricciardo, but we've closed up to Perez, and you can see with DRS we're just catching up so fast down to turn 8. I can't make that move stick, so I'm just trying to be more patient. I've already filled in the objective. I don't want to crash out and then ruin all my hard work, but you can see that we get such a good run here. We're getting the slipstream. I was thinking of a move into turn 10, not gonna work. I have to lift off a little bit, and down to turn 11 I don't think I'll be able to make the move stick. We go for the switchback route, so we go around the outside, tighten up the exit, and down to the hairpin of turn 12. Can we make that dive bomb? Yes we can. We're banging wheels because Perez turns in on us. He doesn't really leave us the space, but we managed to pull off that move. That is insane. And just look at how we nailed that exit out of turn 11. We nearly got overtaken by the Renault, but then down to turn 12 we just made that dive bomb. I mean, Perez turned in on us, but we still forced our way past, and I think that was a beautiful move through the hairpin corner. It's a long hairpin corner, not a really tight one, but yeah, it was a really nice move. On to lap number 5 now. We're up into the top 5. This has been an incredible race so far. We started the race in P18 and we're up into P5 already, and it's only lap number 5, and we've gained so many positions, and I can see the podium ahead of me. I can see Leclerc and Bottas ahead of me, and the gap behind has gone up as well because Ricciardo and Perez are fighting. You can see Ricciardo goes around the outside of the racing point down to turn 1, and through turn 2 the racing point kind of loses a little bit of time to Vettel, who is behind Perez right now. So Vettel's down P8, and you can see that we're catching up to Vettel's teammate Charles Leclerc, although we have to go into the pits first because our tires are absolutely done, and they're really worn out by now, and all because of all of the lockups, and we've just been pushing so hard. And yeah, this is lap number 6. We're into the pits. On to lap number 7 now, I think this is. Yeah, we're gonna be going on to lap number 7. We come in for a fresh set of medium tires. It's a very slow stop though, 3 seconds. That is not an optimal stop, so hopefully that does not lose us a bunch of time. But yeah, this outlap needs to be absolutely perfect. On to lap number 7 now. We're past the halfway point, and we really need to push this lap, because I wanna use this undercut, because we've pit before Leclerc and Bottas, who are ahead of us. So we've pitted, I think, a couple of laps before they would pit, so that's why I want to make use of this undercut. I want to be on full speed ahead. We can see that Raikkonen is ahead of us. He is holding us up a little bit, although we make contact with his rear end twice through that corner, and we nearly made contact with his rear end again, because he is going so slow through this chicane. It's absolutely insane how slow he's going. I'm not going to waste any overtake mode on getting past him, because down to turn 11 we have the inside line. We just squeeze him out, because I mean, I know we're fighting for position, but he's on the soft tires. He has to pit, and he just completely blocked us there. So that was very surprising. Although now this is the moment of truth. We come out alongside Leclerc, ahead of Leclerc. We have gained a position. We have passed Leclerc during the pit stops, because we made that undercut work, and now we have to pass Bottas, who is so close ahead of us, barely half a second ahead of us. This has worked out brilliantly for us, and I did not expect it to work this well. I was hoping it would work this well. But that undercut was so close, and it worked perfectly. And yeah, now we're just coming through the chicane of turns 8 and 9. You can see we get so close to the car ahead. It's insane how close we get to the car ahead coming through that chicane, because we get so much momentum. And now we're finally making a move, not using too much overtake mode. Down to turn 10, you can see we're still side by side. He's still pulling out ahead a little bit. We're still keeping it side by side with him through turn 11. We have the inside line, and we squeeze him out to take P3. We're up onto the podium, guys. We have just not secured, but we've taken the podium off of Bottas. We have a purple middle sector. We are flying here at the Circuit Paul Ricard at the French Grand Prix. I mean, this episode has been absolutely incredible, although I say that and we run wide, and you can see that Bottas tries to pull up alongside us, then we squeeze him out. Will he do a switchback? No, he didn't have the superiority there to do that switchback, but that was very close. We made a big mistake. I think we let it get to our heads a little bit too much, because that position was not secure at all. It's not secure as he goes around the outside of turn 1 through turn 2. We're still side by side. Can we optimize that exit? Yes, we can. We got a very good run around the outside of turn 2, thankfully, so then we can retain P3 into turn 4, into turn 3 now, and through turn 4. We're just doing pretty well here. Actually, our braking is on point, but we need to retain that. We need to get a good run through turn 6 and 7. Can we get that brilliant run? Yes, we can. That was actually a very nice run through there, but Bottas, he still has DRS, so that's very powerful down this back straight. The DRS is just incredible here. If you're the car following, if you're the car ahead who's getting overtaken, then the DRS is not good for you at all. And Bottas has really made some big gains in that DRS zone, although we're making big gains through the chicane. So the pendulum is really swinging between me and Bottas. I mean, through the corners, most of the corners, we're gaining time, but on the straights, Bottas is definitely more superior. He has that Mercedes engine. He's using overtake mode, and he has that all-powerful DRS. DRS is so powerful in this game, and it's really proving to help Bottas as down into turn 1. This is lap number 10 now. You can see that he doesn't come alongside us, he doesn't get past us, but we're still doing better, although we run wide because we get a snap over oversteer in the middle of turn 2. That was not helping us at all. And down this back straight, you can see that Bottas is so close behind, and he's going for a move down the outside. He breezes past us down to the turn 8 chicane. I'm so worried right now, because I think we've lost that position. Through turn 9 we go right now, and I mean, that was brutal, because we lost the position to Bottas. He just flew past us. It was almost easy for him, and that was just so brutal for us. We need to try and get past. I really want this podium, and I feel like we deserve this podium, because we've worked so hard this race, and we have we've earned the podium. We've earned more than just P4. Down to turn 12. Can I make a dive bomb? No, but I make contact with him, and Bottas loses it a little bit, so then we get to pass him, and that was so close. Down under braking, he was just so slow under braking that I actually ended up making contact with him, and that kind of like unsettled his car. It unsettled my car too, but not as much as it unsettled his car. So I mean, still within the rules. Didn't get any warnings or anything, but yeah, that was just completely by accident. I wasn't planning on hitting him. I was just braking really hard, but maybe he broke harder, and he kind of backed up into me, and then we made that contact. But the battle is still not over. On to lap number 11. The battle is still not over, because he's still catching us down the back straight. Bottas is constantly reminding me that I'm in a Haas and he is in a Mercedes, so the battle is not going to be over until until that checkered flag falls, because this Mercedes is really fast and Leclerc is kind of tagging along with Bottas. So I think Leclerc caught up to Bottas because me and Bottas were battling. So yeah, it's become a bit of a three-way battle, although Bottas is the one who's really challenging us. I don't think Leclerc is challenging Bottas enough to be able to be called a part of this battle. Down to turn 1, onto the penultimate lap of this race. We held out for lap number 11. Bottas caught up to us, but not enough. But on lap number 12, you can see through turn 2 we get a horrible run, and down into turn 3 we're going, and we did get an okay exit, so he couldn't catch up to us then, but he will definitely catch up to us now because he has DRS. Although he's quite far behind, I don't think he'll get us down to the chicane, but he might get us later, because you can see how much time he's gained. I mean, he's gained like 0.5 of a second. He's gained half a second just down that main straight, down that back straight. And by the way, Leclerc has kind of fallen behind now, so it's just me and Bottas fighting for the final podium position. Down into turn 11 we go, turn 10 we go, actually this is turn 10, and we actually do pretty well. Although he gets a slipstream, he gets a good run, he gets a better run, and he catches up to us. We get a horrible entry into turn 11. We get a good exit of turn 11 though. That's a very good exit, and we've built a bit of a gap around 0.8, and he really caught up to us there into the entry of turn 11, but we managed to keep the position secure. Out of the final corner on lap number 12, we're going on to lap number 13, the final lap of this insane race. We're onto the last lap, and you can see that there's actually a battle for the lead of the race, because Hamilton has caught up to Verstappen. He is in Verstappen's DRS, and Verstappen gives him a bit of a squeeze. Hamilton takes the lead of the race, which is unsurprising because back in 2020, which is where this is set, Hamilton was way faster. But Bottas, he's going for the move down to turn 1. We have to leave him the space, but through turn 1 we get a better run, although he pulls a switchback because we get a horrible run. We get a wall of understeer through turn 2, so now we're side by side with the Mercedes. He's a bit ahead of us down to turn 3. Through turn 4, I am really pushing, and I push him a little bit wide. I don't push him off the circuit, I just squeeze him out a little bit, and I assert my position. I retake that position. That was so close. We nearly lost that podium there, because I mean, we got a horrible run through turn 2, and we actually got a really great run through turn 3 and 4. I mean, I was so surprised that with the outside line that turned into the inside line, I didn't expect us to have that much grip, but we did, and we did squeeze Valtteri Bottas out. And now through turn 6 and turn 7, he definitely got a better run. He definitely has more grip. I'm pretty sure he has more life in his tires. We're trying to use overtake mode, but we're so helpless here because we don't have enough overtake mode. There's nothing that we have right now. But Bottas, he has DRS down into turn 8 at the final lap of the race. You can see we're still side by side. We brake super late and we squeeze them out. We squeeze Bottas out through turn 9, and he still tried to pull a switch back because I think we locked up during braking. But he tried to pull a switch back, but he couldn't do that fully successfully. Down to turn 10, you can see that we're still side by side, and I squeeze him to the apex, and I take that position. And yeah, that was so close. That was so fun, and we just asserted our position. You can see it tried to go up the inside, but then we just swooped around the outside. We had that racing line, we had the grip, and we kind of backed him up into Leclerc, so Leclerc might gain a position here. We'll see how that goes, but you can see that we're just losing it, because I mean, we just don't have the grip. And I'm just getting so excited because I'm on the verge of a podium. I'm on the verge of a podium. I can't believe it. We've nailed that penultimate corner. I'm slowing down for the final corner now. We're at the exit. We are still ahead of Bottas. We are gonna take a podium and put this Haas on the podium in breaking point. For the first time, we went from lights to flag and we put it on the podium. So unbelievable.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Jeff, we literally just got a podium, man, and he just, oh my god, that's just unbelievable. But anyway, let's just enjoy this podium. Yeah, I'm so happy that we could pull this off.
Business as usual for the big three, but a bit of a reshuffle in the midfield here in France.
That's certainly much better from Haas. Frankly, they should be in the mix more often. On a good day, they're as good as anyone in that midfield pack.
And they've certainly proved it today. And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Aidan, congratulations! You got on the podium. That's a fantastic result for both you and the team. How are you feeling?
What can I say? I smashed it. Let's be honest, I was challenged and I delivered. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come for the rest of the season.
Well, it's such a great result, especially since it's your first season in Formula 1. Would you say you found your feet now since the jump to F1?
I think there's always going to be hurdles. And look, you never know what's around the corner. Change is always difficult, but I think I'm settling in. The team seems happy at least.
So there's no current tensions within the team? We've all seen that you and Casper have locked horns so far this season. Is that something that's now behind you?
Well, that's up to Casper. Maybe he thinks I'm yet to prove myself, who knows. Hopefully today's gone some way to doing that. If there is still a problem between us, it's not from me.
Appreciate your time.
So I purposely did not commentate on that interview. I just wanted to show you guys the raw interview, and I think the interview process in the F1 game has become much more advanced. It's much more better than it was on F1 2020 in my team. But yeah, on Chapter 3, Jackson put in a solid performance at the French Grand Prix to firmly cement Haas as a contender in the crowded middle pack of the F1 grid, much to the delight of the team's management and fans. So we definitely completed the objective. I mean, we more than completed the objective at the race, so that's why it's gone well for us. I mean, this is post race now, and we've unlocked some achievements, and we've done really well this race. We've achieved the objective, and yeah, this was a good race for us and for the team, and we really found our form. I mean, we've been struggling a little bit this season, and those struggles seem to be over for now.
Brian!
Aidan, just so you know, there's a full team meeting in 20 minutes.
No worries.
We just want to review our strategy while the race is still fresh in our minds.
Right, okay. I'll see you there.
Listen, while you're on, I just wanted to say that was some solid driving out there today. I'm impressed.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
Put it this way, it's been noticed. Well done, kid. I'll see you in the meeting.
To be honest, the strategy at the race was kind of perfect because we managed to pull that great undercut on Leclerc and Bottas. But yeah, here's another call.
Hey, Ma.
Hello, love. Just calling to say well done, as usual. You okay?
Thanks, Mum. Yeah, I'm good. Real good. I think I delivered today.
I thought so. And I think the neighbors probably did too. I couldn't stop shouting.
Oh, not again.
I'm so proud of you, Aidan.
Hey, it's Silverstone soon.
So does that mean you'll be home for a few days?
Probably. I'll try and get over for a day or two, either side of race weekend.
You know, Silverstone was always your dad's favorite track.
I know. You're still coming to the race, right?
Do you really think I'd miss out on the VIP treatment? Of course I'm coming. I just wish it wasn't on my own, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I'll be there. And I can't wait to see you.
Me too. Anyway, I won't keep you. I imagine you want to go and celebrate. Well done again. Love you.
Love you too, Mum. Speak soon.
So you can hear a little bit of a sad tone from both Aidan Jackson and his mom, because they're reminiscing about his dad, Aidan Jackson's dad, who seemed to have loved Silverstone Circuit, and yeah, so that's a good emotional touch that they've added in the Breaking Point series that I'm very happy about. And you can see we're going through the social again, and there are some pretty good tweets, especially about Haas and Aidan Jackson and how they're doing much better. And we saw earlier in the news that there was news of Sebastian Vettel retiring. So there are also like tweets about Sebastian Vettel retiring. So that's a good thing to see. And also there are some about that trackside interview. You can see Tiamat Marduk. That's not a real tweet, by the way. These are all fake. But yeah, it shows that Tiamat Marduk has tweeted about Brian Doyle's interview with Trackside, which it does show in the news section. So there's that connection between the social media and the actual news, and I feel like that's really realistic, because that's how it is in real life. People see something in the news, they tweet about it, they post about it. So yeah, we have an email from Jeff. Really great driving today, and a really nice email from him. And we have an email from Brian Doyle, and I think he was upset about he's upset about the interview we gave to Claire, because we did like kind of put it on Casper in the interview, so maybe we shouldn't do that again. And yeah, he is also we saw in previous episodes of Breaking Point that that Adrian Jackson did not want to do an interview with Trackside, but Brian Doyle has given Trackside even Adrian Jackson's email address. So yeah, we'll probably receive an email from Colin from Trackside pretty soon. So yeah, watch out for that in the next episode. Let's see where that goes. And we have gone to a new tier in Podium Pass. We do have a new helmet, I think, a new helmet design. But yeah, that race was just insane. I mean, can you imagine a Haas on the podium? I did not expect that. I expected to like barely finish the goal, because I mean, I saw it was a very difficult goal. I mean, getting past both Renaults and both McLarens, that's no easy task when you're starting in P18. But like, we just totally nailed that race. We were fighting with Valtteri Bottas, which was just insane. I mean, fighting against a Mercedes and a Haas and then beating that Mercedes was just one of, if not the best races I've ever had on the F1 game. This is F1ntastic Gaming. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe.